Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for tuning in with me today. Now for today's video I thought it would be a fun idea to actually review some of the newer releases by Jane Iredale. Now Jane Iredale is definitely no stranger to my channel. I have reviewed this brand in multiple videos previously, and I've also done a video a couple of months ago when she had completely revamped her brand. However, there were a couple of products that I was missing out, and meanwhile she also has released some brand new products. So I thought we would be still doing a full face of Jane Iredale products, and I would definitely focus on these newer releases. So I did pick up her brand new concealer. I also picked up her powder, picked up her brow products, and I thought it would be cool to also review her complexion color products like her cream bronzer, her cream blush, and her cream highlighter. So in case you do want to hear a more in-depth review on some of the products that I'm not gonna be focusing on in today's video, I'm definitely going to link all of my Jane Iredale full face reviews in my description box below, and also I'm going to link them at the end of my video. Also, you guys, I would be really curious to know if you have tried out any of these new releases by Jane Iredale. I always really enjoy reading your comments. I'm always really intrigued to read them, to hear how the products worked on you, if you share the same opinion than me or not. And if you do enjoy this review, why not give it a like? You can also hit the subscribe button and ring the bell in order to stay notified about my upcoming videos, and you guys know I always truly appreciate that. But alright, I don't want to waste too much time on a long intro, so I would say let's just go barefaced and let's start off with the very first product. Alright you guys, so I'm barefaced right now, so let's actually kick it off with their primer. So this is the Smooth Affair Mattifying Face Primer, and this retails for $52. Now when this came out last year, I immediately picked this one up, and ever since I loved this so much. This was also in my best of 2022 video. It's such an amazing primer. I feel like I don't have much left. I keep on using this constantly in my everyday routine as well because it's just so good. It definitely does mattify your face without drying it out, and I just really appreciate that. Now, I have reviewed this product in depth in so many other videos, especially in my latest full face of Jane Iredale video. I really talked about it a lot more in that video, so I would highly suggest you head over to that one. I mean, if you do want to know a little bit more about this primer in particular. So I'm gonna clip back my hair and then apply it. It's really lovely. I mean, I could only recommend this if you were looking for a good mattifying primer that does not dry out your face. Look no further, it's amazing. So the primer is applied, so let's actually move on to the foundation bit. Now I do want to mention that she has recently released a reformulation of her tinted serum. Now, as of right now, I only have it in a sample size. It is always sold out in the shade that I need it in. Now I was also thinking to actually do a comparison video where I'm going to compare all of her foundation products or tinted moisturizer or whatever they are called. I'm going to put them all in one video and compare them to each other. So it's going to be a little bit clearer what product is going to be suitable for your needs. But for today, I'm just going to be using one of my favorite products by Jane Iredale as a foundation, and that is the Glow Time Pro BB Cream SPF 25, and this retails for $52. So I have talked about this foundation also in length. I think I featured it in multiple videos. It always has ranked pretty high because it's just beautiful, and also because I have raved about and talked about this product in depth in multiple other videos. I'm not going to be wasting your time today, don't worry. I'm just going to apply it, but I just want to mention that I'm going to leave out my eye area quite a lot because we do have this new concealer by Jane Iredale, and it's specifically for your under eyes. So I don't really want to put a lot of coverage underneath my eyes just yet. So I might end up looking a little bit strange just because I'm going to leave out that area quite a lot. But just know this is such a full coverage product. I really do love it. It also has a mineral SPF protection in it. And the way I like to apply this is with a dampened sponge. I have this in the shade GT4. In summer this works perfectly for me. Now it's the end of winter, and I'm not sure how well it's going to match my winter complexion. It definitely has more of like a satin / matte finish. I'm not sure why it's called Glow Time, because there is no glow. It has a little bit more of a sort of creamy texture. So let's apply it, and yeah, I'm gonna try and leave out this area quite a lot today. I look ridiculous, you guys. Like, this shade does not match me whatsoever in winter. And I already assumed that because in the wintertime, my tan really does disappear really quickly. And I get a little bit paler. I would say, like, about like maybe 1 or 2 shades paler than in summer. And this worked so well for me in the summer. I constantly used this in the summer. But now looking at myself, oh my God. I mean, it's definitely a little bit too deep right now. I still love this foundation though. It's really full coverage, but the shade, I definitely do need a different shade in the winter time. But yeah, as you can tell, I did leave out my eye area because I did want to review the next product a little bit more in depth because it's also a new release. And guys, I honestly really did not have my hopes high up because I have pretty much all of her concealers. I've tried them all out and most of them were a little bit disappointing. They were too creamy, they did crease on me, and none of them really kind of performed. So I was a little bit wary about this product. I was just kind of like, wow, this is expensive. Like, if this is gonna let me down again, this is gonna be the last time I've ever purchased a concealer by Jane Iredale. But you know, I definitely do have some thoughts, and they're quite different from all of the other concealers that she had released in the past. So this is the new Enlighten Plus Under Eye Concealer, and this retails for $48. Here is her new product, her new Under Eye Concealer. And let me tell you, I tried this product out a week ago, and since I've tried it out, I cannot put this down anymore. It is amazing. It's the best concealer I've ever tried by Jane Iredale so far. I mean, it is a little bit expensive, I've got to say. You're gonna get 7 milliliters, so 0.24 fluid ounces. So let's quickly read the details on the website. This is also only available in 5 different shades. I'm actually happy I did pick up a shade that matches me quite well. I did pick up the shade number 1, which is described as a neutral peach for light to medium light skin tones. So it's described as a silky, full coverage concealer with broad spectrum UVA, UVB sun protection that smooths, depuffs, and protects for brighter, youthful eyes. And then the details on this: full coverage yet lightweight under eye concealer, brightens under eye area and reduces the appearance of dark circles, easy to blend, buildable coverage, no caking or creasing, visibly reduces the appearance of puffiness and fine lines. So protects with SPF 30 broad spectrum sun protection, cooling, antimicrobial metal applicator. So a couple of the ingredients are Persian silk tree extract, quinoa seed extract, and a probiotic ferment. So this is also a mineral SPF, titanium dioxide at 15%, and zinc oxide at 4.5%. I honestly feel like that is so nice to put some SPF protection in your concealer. Let's open this up. I'm going to show you the metal applicator here. It's one of these. They are actually saying that you should squeeze out the product a little bit and then literally just blend it out with the applicator and then use a brush to further blend it out. Now, I don't really do that, but we could do that today. I'm going to squeeze out a little bit of the product just like that. You can see it's coming out right here. I mean, let's try. And then dot it on. I mean, it is pretty cooling. This is gonna have so much coverage. And I've got to say, the statement that they were making about the caking or creasing, it is so accurate. This did not crease on me and it did not cake up or anything. The texture, it's not the creamiest. Like, it is a little bit creamy, but she definitely has some other concealers that are creamier. This almost feels like thick. Like, it definitely feels thick in the best way possible. I mean, I love to use my fingers with this. I like never really use a brush. I feel like with the fingers, this blends out beautifully. It's definitely full coverage. So if you have any discoloration underneath your eyes, this could come in super, super handy. It's really lovely. I mean, this definitely does brighten up your under eye. The shade also works really well for me. It's a little bit lighter than my foundation, but it always matches me. So usually I would not really go with this metal applicator underneath my eyes. So what I tend to do is I just squeeze out a little bit, take it onto my finger, and then just kind of apply it like this, and then also blend it out with my finger. I really feel like the concealer has a little bit more of a peach pink undertone than my foundation. And this is also definitely smoothing out your under eye area. I'm really surprised by this product because I really love how this makes my under eye look. So another thing is you can also use this as a spot concealer. You don't just have to use this for your under eyes. So I'm going to use it a little bit on my chin because I got a little spot here. Was struggling with a hormonal outbreak, but it's kind of almost disappearing. But you can definitely like use this as a spot concealer. Like, don't think it's just for your under eyes. It does a great job in concealing redness, any kind of discoloration. I just like to tap it in with my finger. Now my base is almost done, so although I don't really need any kind of powder, I am going to apply her powder today because I did actually pick up her newer powder. Now this was released last year when she revamped the entire brand, but I did not pick that one up. So although it's not completely new, it's newer to me. So this is the Pure Matte Finish powder and this retails for $36. So the powder itself, the pan, does retail for $36. However, you do have to buy the casing separately, which is a little bit annoying, and it makes this powder quite expensive because the case is $20. Now it's a stunning case, I love it, but it's just a little bit annoying. I feel like if you would buy this powder the very first time, why wouldn't you get it with the case? And I'm also not sure if that new powder would actually fit into her old packaging here, because this is the powder that I used to have. It's her HD powder, and I really loved that powder so much. I always used this powder. I really loved it. This was the powder that came with me whenever I was out and about. I really did enjoy this powder and I will continuously use this. I was a little bit surprised when I saw that this is slightly tinted, you know. It's not completely translucent. This one looks a little bit fairer, the one I used to have in comparison. And if you do require a product with a little bit more of pigment in there, she has a powder foundation in different shades. This one only comes in this shade and it kind of translates as pretty translucent on the skin. Like, I don't really see this changing my foundation color-wise, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna apply this a little bit on one side of my face, and then we can do the comparison of how much this has actually mattified my skin. Although, just keep in mind, guys, my skin is not that glowy today. It's not that dewy or anything, but I bet you can see the difference though. I mean, you can definitely see the difference. Here I have not put any powder on just yet. And here it's with the powder. It definitely blurs, it mattifies, gets rid of the shine completely. And it's also not a cakey powder. It's very lightweight. You cannot feel this on your skin. I really do enjoy her powders and I'm actually glad I picked this one up. Okay, so let's set the other side of my face. Alright, so my base is actually on. Now I've got to say, I'm really happy with the way my skin is looking. I mean, again, a little bit of a shade mismatch in terms of like winter versus summer. But I know that this foundation is going to work perfectly for me in summer, so it's not a biggie. So in today's video, I do have her cream products for my complexion. So let's actually start off first with the bronzer. So this is the Glow Time bronzer stick and this retails for $38. So I had already reviewed this product in one of my videos where I tried out new makeup. And I also put it in my best of 2022 because this is a stunning cream bronzer. I was really surprised when I tried this one out. It's so beautiful. I really do enjoy this. I've used this a fair bit. I'm not the biggest like cream person usually in my everyday life. I tend to reach for a powder bronzer, but this really made me want to use cream bronzers a lot more. Now I'm going to use this on top of my powder because it does work beautiful on top of powder. This shade is also really, really good. It's the shade Sizzle. Now they have this in 3 different shades. And hold on, because I actually got a sample size. I got a little like booklet like this. And they also have the shade Scorch in here. It's not quite right for me. I think this is a little bit more, like has a little bit more of an olive undertone. But I will show you guys swatches. So you can see the shade Sizzle right next to the shade Scorch. I never go in with my stick straight onto my skin. You may want to do that. I really don't like that. I always just put it a little bit on my wrist and then I work it into my brush. And this is such a beautiful creamy formula. It really just blends out so nicely on the skin. It's really nice. So let's actually apply it on top of my powder. You'll see it's not going to interrupt the powder underneath it. This shade does come across on my skin a little bit more neutral. It almost could be a contouring shade. It's just really, really nice. I have to say, I really do enjoy this bronzer. It also does not feel tacky, does not feel waxy. It has like more of like a lightweight cream texture, so it makes it very easy to blend it out. Now it's not as whipped maybe as the Rare Beauty Warm Wishes bronzer stick, but it's a really, really good one nonetheless, you know. I really like the texture. I really like this color. And I just love what this is doing. So this is also a total win for me. Okay, so let's get rid of these clips. And let's actually move on to the cream blush. So this is the Glow Time blush stick and this retails for $38. So in total this blush stick actually does come in 10 shades. Now she actually added 5 brand new shades. I never really had any of her blushes prior to that, so I did pick up one of her newly released shades and I did pick up the shade Balmy, and that one is described as a berry rose. So in this little leaflet booklet here with the samples that I've got, there is also another shade in here. There's also the shade Fervor. So I'm going to swatch that shade on my arm against the shade Balmy so you can see that shade as well. I've got to say I really do enjoy this cream blush because it's not one of these cream blushes that my skin eats up. Now you guys may remember if you have watched any of my previous videos that I'm really struggling with cream blushes. Like most of these blushes just disappear on my skin in a couple of hours and I'm just left with like blotchiness, with patchiness. But this formula is actually one of these cream blushes that just stays. This did not want to go anywhere and it was still on my skin at the end of my day. So I really do appreciate it. The shade is also really, really pretty. I really do enjoy this. So again, I put a little bit on my wrist. I'm going to pick it up with my Ilia complexion brush and just, you know, dab it onto the apples of my cheeks. And you'll see what this is going to do. It's actually really, really pretty. It's also not over the top pigmented, so you can slowly build this one up. And this just looks super, super natural. However, I will say this is much glowier than the bronzer formula. I felt like the bronzer formula does not have any radiance to it. This definitely has a little bit of radiance. So that being said, I'm gonna powder this down because you guys know I don't like it when I shine. I mean, if you powder this down again, it's not gonna do something weird and stuff, but it's just gonna get rid a little bit of the shininess of the blush. I mean, it does look really natural, really stunning. I do definitely love the shade Balmy. Definitely more on the pink side, but yet it just looks really natural and it just melts in with your skin. I mean, you can definitely build this one up if you do want a little bit more of a bolder look. Now, I just kind of like the way this looks. So let's actually move on to the next cream product, and let's move on to the cream highlighter. So this is the Glow Time highlighter stick, and this also retails for $38. So this actually does come in 3 different shades. I did pick this up in the shade Cosmos, which is described as a pearlescent pink. This is like the type of cream highlighter that is just interrupting my makeup underneath it, and that does not look flattering on my skin. It's just really not it. I'm not a fan, and I tried this on the tip of my nose. It completely interrupted my makeup on my nose. It really was not nice. So I'm not even sure if I want to go in with this today, but I kind of wanted to show you this though. You know, I'm gonna ruin my makeup slightly, but I took this on to the tip of my finger and I felt like, wow, this is very sort of balmy, and it feels a little bit more emollient than the blush and the bronzer. So yeah, here is the shade. It's not going to work for me. I mean, I put it on here and it's just a little bit like texture enhancing. I mean, I feel like when I apply this with my finger, I'm rubbing around my foundation product underneath it, and it leaves me with a fingerprint, and with such an uneven application, it just looks super messy. I'm gonna try and use a brush, like an eyeshadow brush. It just does not look flattering, even though I use a brush. I feel like you can only use this product if you don't have any product underneath it, if you don't need any foundation. I'm gonna try and apply it on the other side with the brush. No, I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. With the brush, it's streaking. I don't like the texture of this product. So what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to grab a powder highlighter by Jane Iredale. So I actually do have this discontinued Illuminating Lights palette. And this had a bronzer kind of hard panned on me, 2 blushes, and a brightening powder, and 2 highlighters. So I feel like I'm going to use this shade of highlighter. I mean, the reflection of these powder highlighters is the bomb. They're so like wet looking, so reflective. All right, but my complexion is done, so let's actually move on to the eyes. And I did pick up the 2 newly released brow products. So let's actually start off with the brow pencil, and then let's move on to the gel. So this is the Pure Brow Shaping Pencil, and this retails for $26. So I picked the one up with the triangle shape. Now she also has a precision pencil. That one looks a lot thinner. Now, I really do like triangle shape like pencils for my eyebrows. So this pencil actually does come in 6 different shades. I initially picked this one up in the shade medium brown, but that medium brown shade, it was so deep. It was so deep, it almost looked black on me. It did not look good. I never like that if I make my eyebrows darker. I rather make them a little bit lighter with a pencil. Like I tend to pick up a medium brown or like a soft brown shade. I mean, I don't even know how deep the dark brown and the soft black, how they are gonna look if that medium brown is already so deep. So I actually picked up the shade Ash Blonde. And Ash Blonde is too light for me. I mean, I should have just gone with the shade Neutral Blonde. I'm gonna apply it, but it's just the weirdest thing. And also, it's already broken. It's so annoying when they do that. So I'm gonna comb through my lashes a little bit first. So maybe we're just gonna apply both of these shades. I'm not sure. This makes my eyebrows look weird. If I use that medium brown shade here, fills in maybe a little bit better. It's just the formula. The pencil is super waxy, but the pigment does not really want to stick that well onto your skin. It feels so waxy, like it's just weird, and it just does not want to set It feels just like you could rub this off. If it would rain, this would probably go everywhere. Also does not fill in my eyebrows that well without looking really strange. Would not recommend this. There are a couple of other brow products that I definitely do prefer. I kind of like the Hourglass pencil. I also really did enjoy my Item Beauty Brow Chow, but that one got discontinued now. And then I recently found the Rare Beauty pencil and gel, and that one is beautiful. It's really pigmented, but at least it blends out nicely. It looks good, and it does not really look that weird. And also the shade description on that one is more accurate. This is not a medium brown, you guys. This is deep brown. I mean, and then the blonde is not blonde. The blonde is like a light brown. So just keep that in mind because it's kind of confusing. So let's move on to a newly released brow gel. So this is the Pure Brow Gel, and this one retails for $26. So this is a tinted brow gel. It also does come in a clear shade and in 6 different tinted shades. So I did pick this one up, and I picked it up in the shade medium brown. I used to have one of her clear brow gels back in the days. I hated that product. It never dried down on me. It removed all of the pencil that I put on underneath it. So I was really hopeful that she kind of changed this product and that it would not do this anymore. And to my disappointment, this product also it's a fail product. Like, I don't know. I don't like this. This also was just bizarre and strange and weird. I have it in medium brown, and the first thing that I realized was that the medium brown in the gel formula is a little bit lighter than the pencil. I mean, I do appreciate the fact that this brush is very, very small. If we compare it to my favorite brow gel in the world, the Kosas Air Brow. Very small brush here. So let's apply the product. I feel like it's interacting with my pencil, so I mean, this really does not interact well with the pencil underneath it. I feel like this shade is a little bit better than the pencil because it's a little bit lighter. This is more of a medium brown than the pencil is. It's almost like removing the pencil, and it looks a little bit blotchy. It looks like I have something in my eyebrows. Like, it does not look like completely smooth, like nicely filled in. And this also dries down so quickly, and I can feel it on my brows. It honestly feels like I put some glue into my brows, and it's completely the opposite of what her brow gel was before. Because before that, it was super tacky, really wet. It did not want to dry down. Now it almost dries down too quickly, and it's just a little bit weird. Like, I don't mind a little bit of hold, but I can just see the product, and it looks like I put some glue over my eyebrows. I don't like this. It's not my favorite one. I mean, ever since I tried out this Kosas Airbrow, I can't find any eyebrow gel that is better than this. And yeah, a little bit disappointed by these two products. Alright, you guys, but for the rest of my face, I don't really have anything new. So I'm gonna put these products on, but I'm not gonna spend too much time on reviewing them because I have already reviewed them in depth in my other videos. So we are going to continue with some eye products, with some eyeshadow, but first off I need to put on an eyeshadow primer. I'm gonna move on with my Kaleidos eye primer. I'm gonna use their Tone Activator eye primer. I really like this one. So let's continue with her newer eyeshadow palettes that I've got. So this is the Pure Pressed eyeshadow palette, and this retails for $48. So I got these in 3 different colorways. Now there are 2 more colorways if you're not vibing with any of the ones that I've got. So I have the colorway Solar Flare. I also have the colorway Naturally Glam right here. And I have this all matte eyeshadow palette which is called Naturally Matte. So they all have different kind of finishes. I don't want to spend too much time on this, so I'm going to speed you through that process because I might switch around these 3 different colorways, these 3 different eyeshadow palettes. So I'm just going to put it in writing because I did review these in depth in my other video. I mean, I'm gonna link that video below. Just rest assured, if you want to see swatches, if you want to see a full look, if you want to like hear my full-fledged sort of thoughts on these eyeshadow palettes, there is a video on them. Alright, you guys, so my eye look is done. Now I will say I really do enjoy this matte formula by Jane Iredale. Her mattes, they do blend out like a dream. They're very buttery on your eyes. Like, they are really almost, they're looking almost like diffused, and they just blend out so nice. They have a lot of pigment. Just not so sure about each and every of the shimmer shades. Because they might enhance your textures just a little bit. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the shimmer shades, but I love these mattes. The mattes are really, really stunning. So I actually do have one of her newest mascaras. It's the Beyond Lash Volumizing Mascara, and it retails for $28. I'm not sure if mine is still good. I don't think it is. It kind of smells okay. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, you know. It was a little bit more on the drier side. I'm gonna put it on now. Alright, mine is on the verge of literally dying. This is almost about to expire. It still smells fine, but I can feel it in the formula. It's definitely not as wet as it was when I opened it up the very first time, but there is definitely just a little bit of clumpiness. Not to the extreme though. I mean, it looks fine. I'm not mad at how my lashes are looking. So yeah, that's that for my eyes. So let's actually quickly move on to my lips. So in terms of lip products, I don't have any lip product by Jane Iredale that I actually like. Now, her Hydro Pure Hyaluronic Lip Gloss actually even made it into my beauty fails of 2022. And this is the shade Mocha Latte. It looks like nothing like it is depicted online. It just looks completely different. It has zero pigment and it has zero shine. That's why it was in my beauty fails. And then I also have this Beyond Matte Lip Stain. Mine has completely dried out. I need to toss this. I also had a lipstick that was gifted to me, but it was in like a coral shade. I really don't like coral lipsticks. So I'm just gonna show you this real quick. I'm gonna like wipe it off again and then apply something that actually matches my eye look for today. But yeah, just look at this. It is the most boring lip gloss ever made. I mean, it looks like I did not apply anything onto my lips. And it sure has no pigmentation. It feels like a lip balm, and I just don't like it. I really don't. And I'm gonna wipe it off. I'm gonna wipe it off and put something on that I actually like. So my lips are done. I basically used my Tower 28, what's the shade? It's called Draw Me, this liner, and then I put over my Lawless Satin lipstick in the shade 90s. I think this is going to match the eyeshadow look quite well. But before I'm concluding this video, let's do a quick roundup of these new products by Jane Iredale, the ones that I've tried out today. So I would definitely say there are some winners and there are some losers. So my favorite product is definitely their new under eye concealer. I think this is amazing. I mean, it has not creased one bit. It looks so natural. I love this product. This is such a hit for me. It's the best concealer that they've ever released. It's really, really good and I love it. I really do enjoy this powder as well. It's amazing. It's really nice, great quality, made my skin look just amazing. I just love this powder. Jane Iredale in general makes great powders. And I also really, really loved the bronzer and the blush. The bronzer and the blush, top notch products. Really, really enjoy them. And then the losers of today, definitely that cream highlighter. hard pass for me. And then unfortunately, I also did not enjoy the eyebrow products. I really don't like the pencil, and I also don't like this gel. I don't think they are good products. I don't think they're worth your money. But alright, you guys, that's it. So please do let me know in the comment section down below if you have tried out any of these new releases by Jane Iredale, and if you are sharing the same opinion on them as I do. And if you found this video helpful in any way, why not give it a thumbs up? Also hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified about my upcoming videos. And I shall be seeing you on here very, very soon with the next one. So please do take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.